heck. Heck. I think I've got... No, wait. Why aren't captions working? Hey, captions? Hey, captions. No? No. Here I was thinking I actually had everything ready and set up and good to go. And that's not the case, obviously. Just a moment to figure out why these aren't working. Why aren't you working? Because you're using the wrong headset. That's why. Well, how about now? Now? No. Okay, well this is, oh, wait! There they go, okay. Please, everything else was working. I just need captions to function, that's all. Hi, hello. Let's have some technical issues just right off the bat, why don't we? It's a Scarlet Hollow Day. It's the day where Scarlet Hollow Chapter 4 comes out, and we're gonna play it. I've tried to give, like, an hour for people to at least start playing, but, you know, I can't wait any longer. And this is usually what we do, right? Scarlet Hollow comes out, we play it on the day of release, because that's how we do it. That's how we've always done it. It's been since March? Since we played last? Hold on a second. My sound looks like it's peaking. Peaking. And I would like for it to not do that. Especially since this is a reading heavy stream today. So let's turn that down just a touch. Do I have a voice changer on? Fucking hell. Hold on. Maybe that's why I'm peeking then. Why does it do this?
Why does voice mod do this every single time? Listen. Voice mod likes to just put on a random voice sometimes without letting me know that that's happened. I even made sure before I went, before I went live, that it was set to, clean vocals, there weren't any, voice mods on or anything, and it said, you stupid idiot. It's fine. Well, hey, we have voice mods, and they work if you wanna ever redeem one of those. Hey, maybe you don't even need to redeem it, because it'll just turn itself on sometimes. It's so annoying. It's done that, the last 3 streams that I've started. I'll have, checked it beforehand, made sure that it wasn't, on any of the different mods or whatever, and then I'll start, and everyone will be like, you sound funky. And it's like, yeah, it's because voice mod thinks it knows best. Listen, you could do it. You could do it. But do you have one that you want to do? Baby! Sam, it's Sam Killjoy! I think that's your thing. Hold on. Beautiful. Alright. 5 minute baby voice.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go! I assume it's on. I have the timer on. Yeah. But yeah, it's Scarlet Hollow Day, and I'm very excited. I've been excited about this. They've kind of been pushing it back for the last, week or two, which is fine. I'd much rather the dev team at Black Tabby, do everything that they want to do with it and make it as Yeah, I guess, reminder, I've got the mystical and street smart traits. Major decisions on Monday, we refused the boiled peanuts when they were offered to us because fuck that guy. We found the possum living in her dresser. We did watch Duke die in the woods and avoided calling the police. We met Stella's friend Kanika and her mother, Sybil, and learned about the ditchlings. Yeah, Dresser Possum. I think his name is Reggie? I think that's what his name is. I don't know. I don't have the Talks with Animal perk. Or is it... I don't remember what his name is. He's a very... Dustin! His name is Dustin! That's nothing like Reggie. His name is Dustin, though. It's Dustin the Possum, and he's very good. My character doesn't know this, but I've watched a handful of other people play it, and his name is Dustin, and it's perfect. I think when I was taking Kurt's Talks with Animal wasn't an option, which is kind of sad, but you know what? I'm happy with the choices that we have. So, right, we learned about the ditchlings, and we returned to our cousin's estate before going to bed. First day was wild. Sam, have you played this game before, or have you seen it before? Because if you haven't, you should. It's very good. It's a very good game. It's delightful. Very scary. The artwork is very good. Everyone is beautiful in this game, and it's darling. It's wonderful. So you're hopping in at a very interesting time. Let's see. For Tuesday, our major decisions were we woke up in our cousin's guest room. We woke up in Tabitha's guest room. Checked in on Dustin. That's his name. Oh, it's right there. Dustin. We found a sickly boot print in the garden. I think it was goopy, which is why we're calling it sickly. We told Avery a half-truth about last night's encounter in the woods. Avery. My beautiful, beautiful darling. We had tea with Avery at the diner and took the opportunity to set the record straight about last night. We walked with Stella to the mines, spoke to 3 groups of miners without being caught by Tabitha. We warned Tabitha about the team sneaking into the Shaw mines, but went in without waiting for her, and went after Becky and Alexis at the cost of Rosalina's safety. No, don't overwrite my save. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh god, that scared me. But that means voice mod time is done.
No more voice mod. I hope the baby was everything that you wanted it to be. Where are my major decisions for Wednesday? Or has Wednesday not... Are we not done with Wednesday yet? I think the big things that happened this last time... I mean, there was a lot that happened in episode 4. We investigated Oscar's haunted house for him and Rosalina. We got possessed by a ghost and witnessed the turbulent history between the Scarlets and... What was the other family's name? I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the other family. Basically the 2 big families in Scarlet Hollow. The ghost wanted retribution and demanded a sacrifice from from Tabitha, and she didn't want to because she's stubborn and was like, well, that's not my fault that my ancestors did this. And me, being the bigger person, was like, I'll give you some of my life. And so that's a thing that we've done. We'll see how that affects everything in the long run. But yeah, I guess let's continue on. The decision you made in episode 3 bears heavy physical consequences, and a visual reminder of these consequences will follow you for the rest of the game. You can reduce the intensity of this visual reminder or remove it entirely at any point in the preferences. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? Yes. Let's go ahead and do, like, the full recap. We kind of talked about everything, but, like, a full recap might be nice, because it's been a while. So yeah. Take your time, Sam. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with that side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Cat. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Have I seen the ballroom? Faintly in the distance, you can hear the quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Bad deer. Oh, you can't see my cursor. Okay, cool. Come on, you! Whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot! As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulders. God damn it! Yikes! My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. I still don't trust Sybil. I know we started out trusting her, and now as things have progressed, I'm not entirely sure. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Sorry, hiccups. But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask, and you won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Them! Wow, that is some heavy stuff. I wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Thanks, Avery, I love you. Also Gretchen. Also Kanika. Also Oscar. Everyone's beautiful in this game. I know we've talked about it before, but oh my goodness. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Reese. I don't trust this woman. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Hi, Wayne. I did. I might have purchased a Wayne plushie. It's currently being funded on Makeship. And we won't get it unless everyone purchases one. So hey, if y'all want a Wayne plush, now's the time to do it. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't. Also ditchling. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hideout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. Right, it was the Scarlets and the Shaws who were like at at odds with each other, right? After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do these things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. You're right. I will not. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. That's not true. Sorry. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. Tabitha, the smile is horrific. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second, where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Kayshurrr? Kayshurrr, are you alright? No. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they are going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Oh, her poor foot. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. There are 2 of them now! Dustin. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Kaysh, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Janie's husband is like the weird religious zealot, isn't he? Guy that just like gives off bad vibes. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Hey, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a moment. Bo! Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Kayshurrr, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm so sorry about your dad, my dude. Mrs. Forsyth called me on the phone and told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. Kanika. Sorry if you stopped in to find me at the store. I'm, taking a mental health day. It's Mayor Jimmy! He's a dog! You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Gretchen hates him, and it's very funny to me. Yeah! It's the weird religious dude. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Whoever he is, you can feel his desperation to make a good first impression. A self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike this man. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniels. I take it you're Kayshurrr? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. No. Him. Basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Sorry, I love Reese. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Oh, the awkward dinner. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. I do remember thinking that she was poisoning Reese, and I still think that holds true. So, we were talking about watching a movie sometime this week while Kayshurrr is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in a basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sakes. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. My poor boy! Oscar. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is gonna keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Also, while we're doing this... Where did I... There it is. Grip it and rip it. I'm gonna have to, like, work real hard at staying hydrated this whole time. Avery. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Oh. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music? This whole section of the game was real cool! Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. Doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable parasites. Oh, the pop, though! Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Ooh. Sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. Doesn't matter which. Bullshit! I hope it didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. Take a step towards the light. Sybil is right here! Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I'm so sorry, Kaysh. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Kayshurrr. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Let's wake up! Yikes! Okay, I see what they mean by we'll have our reminder. Our vision is just forever blood-tinged. Great! You open your eyes. It's a new day. And you feel like shit. In the bright morning light, you're finally able to take stock of just how much the spirit took from you. You feel dulled, your bones creaky, your soul weighed down with the exhaustion of age. Oh my god, some of these options! I did what had to be done. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision. I'll do it again. What have I done? Hope this was worth it. This is great. I can't wait to finally be dead! Life goes on. What happened yesterday, and today is another day. I have no strong opinions. I have strong opinions! We'll just say, you know what? Life goes on. It's not worth it. Yes, life goes on. But for how much longer will your life go on? An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. Thanks, Kanika. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Can we text Stella? Let's just be straightforward about it. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get a chance. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Wait, undelivered? Or just unresponded to? You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Ha, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message. Or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. What if Wayne got her? Does Stella disappear like this sometimes? Everyone had a rough night. She's probably still shaken up. Maybe she's just sleeping in. What if she's in trouble? What if she's hurt or dead? I haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Can we take a shower? You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, the shower's a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you... every minute feels like another thread holding the town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume me. Think about the door in the clinic, you're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today, you're sure of it. Think about the specter of an early death. Think about the afterlife. Think about Stella. Think about Rosalina's shattered leg. Think about Duke. Scrub feverishly. Sybil's warning. Think about Wayne. Think about someone special. Let's go mystical. Every minute feels like another thread holding this town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume you. I'm done here. Turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Can we check the closet? Creepy doll is still here. Make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. Oh. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. You can't just casually state that and then move on. Let's visit the possum. Ah! I love Dustin's little ears. The two possums stare up at you. They both have bread now. That's nice. Can I wave at them? You wave at them. They continue to stare up at you blankly in response. Alright. Well, enjoy your bread, buddies. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's fine. Let's go downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking, this week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. There's an almost cool confidence in the way your cousin talks about the strike. They're in disarray. Does it even matter how the strike plays out? Any resolution would merely treat the symptoms of the disease rotting the heart of Scarlet Hollow. For things to stand any chance of getting better, there's something deeper you still have to fully uncover. Can we talk about the strike? Can we explore mystically? The strike is just a symptom of the rot in this place, Tabitha. If we don't treat the underlying disease, it won't even matter who wins. Don't worry yourself about this little rabble. They won't last long. Trust me. You seem confident about the strike. What have you got planned? If I'm being honest, I'd rather you didn't know. You've been lucky enough to not get sucked into the family business. You should keep it that way. For me. Aww. I don't think that the ditchlings are here. Don't say usually I'm pro-union, but... do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. Promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Probably should have seen this coming. Who's to say I didn't? It wasn't ever really a question of if, more a question of when. Forgive me if I didn't expect them to walk out a few days before my mother's funeral. I didn't even wait until Pearl Ann was in the ground. Well, let's return. You want to talk about what happened last night? So ghosts are real. Still can't get over that. I can. What does that actually change about anything? You're Scarlet. You were probably gonna die young anyways, and I still have a mind to run. Do you regret what happened to me last night? Of course I do. We should have left. You made the choice to appease that thing. I was begging you not to. That's a fair point. Have you heard from Stella? I can't get a hold of her. No, that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing whatever happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it and sell the estate. Get out of here while you can. Tabitha bristles. I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet mine. I'm not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. Bringing the mine back to life, one way or another. Gonna remain silent. Dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Can do. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Fuel up with a quick PB&J! If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get a chance to eat, and who knows just how much your new affliction will affect your appetite. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Let's head to town. Gonna meet up with Kanika. Head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. That's a ditchling. Those are ditchlings. That's far too many ditchlings. I got one here. I got one here. Another here. And a fourth one here. No! Fourth and a fifth here. And a sixth! That's too many. The birds sound different today. Muffled, like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down on the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting. Already, your body is starting to accept the change that has come over it, to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. Can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. Avery! To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hi. Oh, I love their shirt. Their shirts in general are just very good. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. They don't say anything about your appearance, but you can see them take you in, the light of day revealing your new features clearly for the first time. You doing okay? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. No, let's do this. The spirit's taken a piece of me, but that's all. It's gone, but I'm still here. Very badass. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Let's explore. How do you feel now that it's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul. Thanks for asking about the state of my soul. I appreciate that. I'd be lying if I said it didn't have an impact. I kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually. But hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. Also, can we flirt? You were coming up to see me? That's sweet. What can I say? I'm someone who knows what they want. Sorry. I love Avery. I would have walked up here at the crack of dawn, but I figured I should let you sleep at least a little longer, though not too much longer. I had to make sure you didn't go running off into trouble. Not without me. Hi. Hi, you. I love Avery. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them. They're scrunched up little Sharpay faces. So, should I be worried about those things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not gonna eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? No, but you might get some eggs laid in your skin. You need only fear what they foretell. Okay, cool and ominous. As long as being eaten alive isn't on the table. Unless they're foretelling a zombie invasion or something with werewolves, in which case I guess I'm stuck with being eaten alive. How are you doing today? How are you doing after last night? I'm great. With something like possession, I kind of feel like there are more upsides than downsides. There aren't a lot of people out there who can say they've been through something like that, and it's a pretty cool badge of honor as far as I'm concerned. Have you heard anything from Stella? Haven't heard from her, though. We don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. You want to come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. Must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. I love Avery. Love. You and Avery start back down the path to town. Kanika! Kanika's always dressed so cute. Oh my god. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Kayshurrr, you made it. And you picked up Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Kayshurrr. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that, until a few days ago, I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, you'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. Gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us. It would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? Maybe my mystical powers will finally awaken into something more proactive. I'm sick of just unwillingly channeling spirits and knowing when something bad is gonna happen. Kanika is blushing. Maybe magic just doesn't just awaken though. Maybe you need to find someone to teach you how to use it. Okay, who? Isn't it obvious? Your mom's a witch, Kanika. How else can you explain her rescuing us last night? My mom? No way, just a new age crystal and herbs lady. She's not... I mean, she couldn't be, right? I mean, after last night, anything's possible. And she did rescue everyone from the ghost dimension. If my mom is magic, it would mean my whole life has been a lie. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. Someone manning the general store while we look for Stella? Mom and Miles can deal for another day while we go look for Stella. This is important. Not that the store isn't, but if something happened to her and I was spending my time minding the register, I don't think I could live with that. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on some things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's gonna read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole new age mystic thing. Lots happened in the past couple of days. I need to take a page out of Stella's book and block this shit out. Yeah, you said that. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we've found Stella. Let's not forget that Wayne threatened her last night. You don't think he actually followed through on that, do you? Did he? Let's just go with the first option. Let's not dawdle. I'm worried about Stella and it doesn't feel right to be doing anything that isn't actively looking for her. Agreed. Let's get to work. Where to first? Let's check her house first. Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or something. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. The interior is cold, not just physically. There's an absence of joy in life that leaves only a chill behind. The chill of an empty house and the sobering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. This doesn't look like a break-in. Looks like somebody left the door open. Stella, or someone else, was in a hurry when they left. Fuck. I don't sense anything supernatural here, but I don't like the look of this. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Enter Stella's house. You take a step forward and cross the threshold into Stella's house. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm gonna forget that you said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's investigate the kitchen. Gretchen! Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Is Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little messy. If this is a little messy, I don't want to know what you'd call my room. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Let's look at her room. Oh! You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom, or any signs of violence. Better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Can we check her computer? You go to check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there. Like a note detailing exactly where she is. We're not searching through her files or anything. I'm just looking on the desktop. That's all. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she wouldn't have gone missing. I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we have to do whatever we can to find her. Let's... well, maybe the computer was left open too. No, let's do the... I don't want to say this one because it's not like she wants us to snoop, you know? Maybe the computer was left open too. Exactly. If there isn't a password, maybe we're supposed to take a peek. Maybe we'll find the first note in an elaborate scavenger hunt she set up overnight. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Hi, Luna! Thank you for the bubble, friend. You've come in right as I'm wiping my nose. I'm sorry. I'm just a touch sniffly. Alright. Let me know if you find anything. Ugh. Sorry. Is that the Jersey Devil? What is this? Something, Mr. FBI? Nice try, Mr. FBI. Also, is this supposed to be Gretchen with Bigfoot? Aww. Alright. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There's simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, how do you find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. I don't want to, like, fully snoop, but also I want to know where my friend is. We'll just do street smart. We scan through folders and file names on Stella's desktop looking for anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open the folder! Confirmed, they're hella gay! Confirmed! Confirmed! You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a careful... Also, look at Tabitha smiling! What happened to them? You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes and fences and areas with low visibility. It's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. I'm concerned about this folder, though. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. With the map? Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Kanika in the corner while you wrap things up. I think we've seen enough. I'm sorry, we're not gonna snoop anymore. Thank God. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? This sure looks like a room! It's like a snapshot, you know? Speak for yourself. If the roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. Spoken like someone with a whole lot of secrets. My room is immaculate. A guest could drop by unannounced at 2 a.m. and I wouldn't sweat a thing. Same, Avery. Congratulations on having your shit together. No, Kanika, it's called neuroses. It's not... It's not me having my shit together. Thank you. I come by it honest. I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Could use a few more houseplants. Put together some trimmings after we found her. Oh, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else. Let's move on. Tabitha and Stella are hella gay. Okay, so maybe she came home last night. Maybe she didn't. But she's definitely missing. Thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she just slept in. Or I hope she was just sleeping in. Can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Let's check in with Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. Hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so... Scott, sorry. Excuse me. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. For us to sleep in the woods with the ditchlings in some place that was that haunted. Your mom said it was safe. I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, the library is once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally got my house back. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what, steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that, people in this town trust each other. A lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. Feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. More accurately, it feels as if the events of the previous evening were mostly just a dream. That hideous stone carving is still buried in the basement, and though it's subtle and subdued, you can still feel the faintest of hums reaching out from it. This hallway really takes me back. Feels like it was only yesterday that we were here last, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. I love Avery. Listen, they're perfect. Kanika knocks on the door. Hi! Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Kayshurrr. He takes in the sight of you standing in the bright corridor. You can hear his guilt in the way he said your name, and you can see it in his eyes now. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please, come in. We're doing great. Ugh! You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're, like, so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are, taking it like a champ. Dr. Kelly's kind demeanor vanishes as she turns and glares at you. Fuck Dr. Kelly is all I have to say. Fuck her. Oh, I see we have visitors. But her glare vanishes as she takes in your new visage. Her features soften into a look of shock and concern. Mr. Gutierrez told me what happened last night. I must admit, I found it hard to believe, but your face... It definitely looks like you had years stolen from you, whatever that means. It's concerning. I'd like to give you a physical. Right? Look at all of them. We got Avery, and we got Oscar and Kanika, and then there's this bitch. This horrible, terrible menace. So wait, you just believe a ghost stole years off my life? Ew! Ew! Why would we flirt with her? She's horrible! I don't like her. I am convinced she is poisoning Reese. Like, I am sure that this is like who is that kid? That one girl who was like being poisoned by her mother. Something Rose? Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's that kind of a situation. I am certain that Dr. Kelly is poisoning Reese to keep him, like, housebound. Anyway, so wait, you just believe a ghost stole years off my life? Sure, there's plenty of evidence that something happened to you right in front of me. Or, there's, plenty of evidence that something happened to you right in front of me. So are you gonna get your physical? I don't have insurance! Dr. Kelly sighs. That's fine, I'll do it pro bono. Can't be good that your appearance changed so dramatically in the few hours since I last saw you, and I'd rather you get this checked out sooner rather than later. Actually, if she gives us a physical, would we be able to get into the back room that we've been, like, trying desperately to get into? Come by the clinic when you can. I think this is our in. Her examination finished, Dr. Kelly returns to Rosalina's side. How's Rosalina, or how are you doing, Rosalina? I'm not gonna ask the doc how she's doing. I'm gonna ask Rosalina herself. Tired. My leg hurts. A lot. But the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. Plus, I gotta lie down in an actual bed last night, and you have no idea how good that felt. Thanks, Kaysh. Can't believe you got any sleep last night after all that ghost stuff. I just sat on the couch with all the lights on. I don't think I slept at all. I really needed some rest after, you know, the hospital and my foot. Your body is desperately trying to get you to rest. All that activity yesterday was pretty brutal on your injury. It's never gonna stop hurting if you keep pushing yourself. Hi, little boy. It's a Devo. He says hello. So, what are you not gonna do today? Anything? That's right. You're staying right here. No walking around, no investigating haunted houses. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have... No need for anyone to step in to take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. That's what I was saying! Girl just had her leg amputated. She needs to still be in the hospital. Also, I love Oscar's little cardigan. It's very cute. Emphasis on the little. That is a tiny cardigan and I love it on him. But give it time, then you can do all the activities you want, alright, Rosalina? I'm guessing Charlie didn't come back for an encore? Not as far as I know. I slept in Rosalina's room and I made sure to put some heavy objects on top of the hatch just to give myself a little extra peace of mind. But thanks to you, I didn't see or hear anything at all last night. I think we're in the clear. I didn't see anything either, but even if something did happen, I wouldn't know. I was asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. I'm too tired to worry about ghosts anymore, to be honest. Losing a limb will do that, especially if you decide to tromp around the next day like nothing happened. I would have been fine if it weren't for Charlie. Good thing he's gone then. Let's hope he stays gone. Why is everyone so chill? Shouldn't you all be traumatized? Because I'm not traumatized. Just because I'm not in a gibbering heap doesn't mean I haven't been mentally scarred beyond my comprehension. I know I should be freaking out, but what can I say? Last night was fun. So I'm just going with the flow, seeing where the adventure takes me. Avery, please, my beautiful darling. Fun? Speak for yourself. I feel like the only reason I'm not in a total mental shutdown right now is that the crisis hasn't really stopped. The week started with a man dying, and it's somehow all been downhill from there. So yeah, I'm putting off the inevitable breakdown until I know things are done escalating. I don't think it's sunk in for me yet. I'll deal with whatever trauma I'm picking up now in therapy when I'm 30. That's what grown-ups do, right? Rosalina, please don't call me out like this. Hey, how's Reese? He's fine. Had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. He just needs a couple of days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement. Not even a movie. Oh, fuck you. I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. But I want to see Shinochi! I was promised chilling Japanese found footage horror! Watch it on your own. I'm sure your cousin has a TV lying around somewhere in that big house. I'm not gonna warn her about shit. Maybe I will. Maybe she'll take me seriously now. Have any of you seen Stella since last night? I mean, this is why we came here, right? Was to ask them about it. Hold on. Just a second. Okay. Nuts and Stinner. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Nope, we have no clue where she is. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were gonna be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was gonna get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not gonna be possible. You're only one guy. That's what Rosalina's always saying. I suppose I do apologize more than I should. Yes, you do, Oscar. Oh, you really do. Let's go ahead and explore. We might as well, right? We found something in Oscar's house last night. Stone carving that gave me and Tabitha a vision about what happened there. There was one in the mines the other night, too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. You can feel Dr. Kelly's demeanor shift. She's grown quiet, her gaze piercing and analytical. Those things are cursed. It's only a matter of time before something terrible happens at the clinic. You and Reese have to leave immediately. No, I don't think we will. Just because you've decided to try and involve yourself in everyone's problems doesn't mean I want you to invade my space and try to deconstruct the life I've built. All of it based on what? A feeling? Leave us alone. My son and I are fine without your help. I don't think you are. But also, I have all these witnesses, so no one can say that I didn't try to warn them. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like that, what happened to us last night, he'll be fine. If something happens, I can take care of him. So none of you need to come snooping around. Admittedly, I have been incredibly antagonistic towards Dr. Kelly. I think when we played last and when we had dinner with her, I asked her if she was poisoning Reese. So Dr. Kelly, you gonna start poisoning her now too? Dr. Kelly's glare flashes into white-hot rage. Is there a problem, Kaysh? No problem, Mr. Gutierrez. She's just unbelievably rude. Seems to have a lot of opinions about my son's treatment regimen. Oh, I wish there was a way to update your pronouns. Is there? Hold on. Because when we started, we were using different options. Smiley!
It's a baby.
It's a baby! We have a Twitch baby. What do you want to name your Twitch baby? Hi, Smiley. Thank you for the sub, friend. I really, really appreciate it. How are you doing? We should name it Throne? Our Twitch baby is named Throne now. It's official. It's official. Perfect. How are you, my friend? Let's return. We can't. It's fine. I can just edit that. That's okay. We're done here anyway. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? Right, the kitty cat's name is Pixel. That's fine. You be lurky. You play LOL. You can listen to me read out all the nonsense that's gonna happen in this dang game if you want. But I'm happy that you're here, even in a lurking capacity. Good luck on your League games. And thank you for the sub, friend. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Yes, son. I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. I'll call later today to see how she's doing. Dr. Kelly turns to you, her expression hardening once again into her familiar glower. She storms out without another word. She's not gonna poison Rosalina, right? Don't worry, girls. Dr. Kelly is trustworthy. She's been everyone's doctor for years. Oscar? Phoebe? Honey? Sweetness? I don't think she's trustworthy. What was that about? Dinner didn't go well last night. We'll let you kids have some space. Alexis, why don't you figure out a restful activity for you and Rosalina? Will do, Mr. Gutierrez. I brought some video games and puzzles for my house, and some movies too. Whatever you want to do, Rosalina. Oscar ushers you down back to the library. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine. Or at least much better than yesterday. I can't thank you enough, Kaysh. I'd like to be as helpful as I can from here on out. Now that our little situation is dealt with, I'll finally have time to dig into the town archives. Our house was haunted because someone was murdered there. The mine collapse the other night was at the site of a mass grave. With enough research, maybe we'll be able to get a step ahead of the next crisis. Maybe we can actually preempt it. That is, assuming there's gonna be a next crisis, but something tells me we aren't in the clear yet. We should compare notes. Not that I have any to start with, but if you know anything that might narrow down my research, it could save me a lot of time. Also, apologies if I start, like, mush-mouthing my words a little bit. I bit the shit out of my cheek earlier today. And I'm just now realizing how swollen it is. So yeah. So let's keep doing a lot of reading. It's gonna be great. Also, holy shit music you've gotten loud. Like, out of nowhere. We'll turn it down just a little bit. Okay. We should compare notes. I don't think we actually know that much more than you do, but I've got some hunches. Can't help but feel like there must have been some inciting event since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. What that inciting event might what that inciting event was or where to start looking for it, I have no idea, but it's something to keep in mind. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Kayshurrr got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Kayshurrr under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's gonna drag Kayshurrr into a witch hunt on my watch. Thanks, Kanika, but also, it's okay if we're among friends here. We could say it's my fault. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going around town telling everyone that Kayshurrr magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Kayshurrr getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl-Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she got to town. Not to mention I started seeing things in our house before Pearl-Ann passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm gonna do my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Those carvings I warned Dr. Kelly about are important. To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but who? And there was one in the mines, and if you're right, there's one in the clinic. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on right now. Yes. How many of those things are there? If we're lucky, maybe just those 3, but I'd rather not count on it. Good thing Kayshurrr has an open appointment with the doc. Could look around for clues while you're there. And it's probably a good idea to see her anyways. You know, for your health. We'll go the mystical route here. One way or another, I'm gonna find myself back there soon enough. It's faint, but I can still feel the pull of that clinic door, and it's only getting stronger. You're not planning on breaking in, are you? Because if so, nope, you are not going to do that. Let's not have a repeat of last night. We should be more cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or 2 to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? I can give you 8 hours? Does that seem reasonable? Yeah, we have a carving right here. Maybe studying it can give us some new leads. Not a chance. I know the ghost is probably gone for good, but that thing is evil, and if there's even the slightest chance of going back down there to trigger something, it's not worth disturbing. At least, not until we know more. My daughter's safety comes first right now. We finally have our house back, and I'm not taking any risks until we know what we're dealing with. That's fair. No arguments here. I know she just offered me free medicine, but I still don't trust Dr. Kelly. She's hiding something. We'll take the less aggressive route. I think Dr. Kelly is hiding something. Dinner last night was weird. I don't think we need to go around accusing anyone of being deceitful. No, Keisha's definitely right. I know that's probably not great to hear since Rosalina really needs her right now, but something is up with Dr. Kelly. I'm worried about Reese. She seemed pretty normal in there, even if she was a little terse with you two. She was pretty nice to Rosalina, I'd say. Yeah, she likes sick people and kids. People who are easy to control. I request we drop this line of thinking. We don't need to turn on each other based on pure speculation. Oscar, listen! I understand where you're coming from, bud. But also... Besides, she took me at my word about everything that happened last night. That has to count for something, right? Make sure Pixel stays inside or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. Ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the Anguished Doughboys! Kinda like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are you talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. I just think they're neat. To each their own. Will do. Can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. I don't think it's the work of some cult. I mean... No. I think it's the work of the Scarlets, but I don't think we can consider the Scarlets a cult so much. You know? Alright, whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital member of our team. We need to find Stella, and fast. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're gonna do anything, do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. Bye, Oscar. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? We should check out the diner? Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early. Oh, there's like no one here. Feels like you've walked into a private meeting. The back booth is full of miners and they're having what seems to be an intense discussion. Their expression's gravely serious. What's going on? There's a strike up at the mines. They've made the diner their base of operations. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with your friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize now. And I can't say I have. Should I be worried about her? I hope not. We're not interrupting anything here, are we? Of course not. Any paying customer is welcome, as long as you aren't about to step on anybody's toes or cause a fuss. The miners in back were too engaged in conversation to notice you enter, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. Sure, the shift schedules are tough, and sure, we don't have enough time off for me to see my family as often as I'd like, but this is the best job I can get right now. Listen, kid, you're only a year or so into this gig. Trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. First, you're just unhappy, but you think you can weather it till you find something better. Paycheck's a paycheck. I get it. But the next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it can suck out of its workers and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. Zax, we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. My sister needs the paycheck. I'm the only reason she can afford her tuition right now. I can't get fired. And this job still has its perks, like the company housing. I can't afford my own place and send money back home. I don't know where I would live if I didn't have this job. Right, the company housing. How generous of the big boss to put you up in company-owned shack that ain't had proper maintenance done in decades. You know she uses that housing as an excuse to pay us less. And the company housing that means almost nobody in this whole town owns the place they live. It's why the Scarlets can keep getting away with whatever they want. Zax, we don't have the numbers, man. You know this is risky. Riskier than most of us can afford. We would have the numbers if y'all would stand with me and not let management scare tactics get to you. It's not scare tactics. People like her now. That woman ran into a collapsing coal mine and saved 3 children from being buried alive. I feel you. I really do. But how are we supposed to organize a strike against a town hero? Are you trying to tell me that a mine collapse less than 2 days ago is why you don't want to strike? It's a bad time, Zax. It's always a bad time, Baker. Doesn't matter whose name is on the deed for the place. Without us, there is no mine. We've got them against the ropes. Can't back down now, or they'll come out swinging. None of you gonna comment on how old I'm now? On how I'm old now? Have you seen Stella? She's missing. Weigh in on Baker and Harrison's situation. So about the strike. I don't necessarily want to bring up the fact that I'm an old person now. An olden. Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. Hope she's okay. About the strike. We all know who you're related to, kid. Word travels fast. And I'll be damned if we talk business in front of you. You already have. I'm not a snitch? Maybe the boss cousin, but I support the strike. Look, I support you guys, but just maybe can you save it until next week? Tabitha's mom just died. This whole strike thing is hardly fair. I do like Tabitha. I don't actually have a horse in this race. I didn't even know Scarlet Hollow existed until a few days ago. Great, then don't weigh in. Don't meddle with our lives. I'm gonna weigh in. Don't pressure people's acts. If they don't want to strike, they don't have to. I think a strike would be good, but also, yeah, if they don't wanna, they don't wanna. Kayshurrr, what the hell? Oh, great. The boss even has her cousin going around strike break. That's not... No! Get out of here before we drive you out. You're not welcome here. All of you calm down. If a fight breaks out in my establishment, you're all out. I don't care who's in the right. You heard the lady. Don't get involved, or we'll all have to take this outside. Oh, hey, let's all bring it down a notch. Sure, Case just doesn't have a good grasp on the situation. Let's not start any fights. No need to kick anybody out, Aunt Winnie. We're all friends here. I just want the record to show that just because I am currently standing next to Tabitha's cousin does not mean I am friends with Tabitha's cousin. I barely know this person. Kanika! Guess we should get going. Turn and leave the diner, Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. Before you can suggest your next move, you start to feel woozy. Spots form in the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable, your body sending you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, it probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should plan your next move wisely. We should go to the cops, but they're all trash, and I hate them, and they're not gonna be helpful. I don't see how going to the mines is gonna be helpful either. want to go to the church, but we've never been there before. We should check out the church. The church? Why? See what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might be trying to, she might try getting into all that religious stuff. Worth checking out. This is correct. This is how I feel about church. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. Wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the whole holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. I do mostly just want to get a read on the pastor because he was fucking weird. And I want to know what his deal is. I want to know why he's so weird. It's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. There's Janie with the alpacas! Hey! It's Wayne! He's right here. He's lurking! Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. Probably for a good reason. There's that weirdo. Ha! Sorry! My! 4 visitors at once! On a Thursday? This is unprecedented. But there are only 3 of us? Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? It's Zane. Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. He is so uncomfy. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night, and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. I hope maybe you or Janie had seen her? Can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Kaysh, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. No! No! Why does it have to be in private? It's a personal matter. I'd rather folks not pry on this. I won't bite or anything, I promise. And we can talk here, right in the open. I am so sketched out right now. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check with Janie? See you in a minute. Wait, no, don't leave! Friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you decided to come up to visit me. So many young people these days seem to think they can solve all their problems on their own. Meanwhile, God is right there ready to help them, if only they'd let him into their hearts. I need you to stop right now, sir. The pastor's eyes dart back towards the alpacas. Okay, good, they're gone. You're new in town. What kind of impression did I make on you? Am I creepy? Yes! Yes! Yes, you are, my dude! I need you to understand that Sorry! Whenever I see you, it's like this ominous little piano starts playing. Are you not gonna comment on my appearance? You saw me yesterday, a ghost cursed me last night, and now I'm old. Oh, and here I thought you were putting on some sort of early Halloween costume. Maybe prayer can help. After we're finished talking, I got some wonderful little pamphlets I'd be happy to share with you. No! Oh gosh, I hope I'm not being creepy again. You care too much about what people think of you. You're extremely creepy. I don't think you're creepy at all. If anything, you've been extremely welcome to me. Personally, I like the cut of your jib. You haven't really done anything wrong, but you have no chill. Kanika said you smiled through her dad's funeral. I forgot about that. I think this is part of the problem. If you have to pull strangers aside to ask them if you're creepy, you're probably coming off as creepy. Whenever I see you, it's like this ominous little piano starts playing. Talking about a metaphorical piano, right? Because I can't say I've ever heard one following me around. Wasn't always like this, you know. Believe it or not, before I moved to Scarlet Hollow, I used to be pretty popular. Yeah, well, what can I say? I was one of the cool kids over at Harvard Divinity School. Who is this child? Why, where are your shoes? He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you gonna be good? Or are we gonna skip story time tonight? I'll be good! You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. She's precious and I love her and I'm scared for her safety. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. Oh no, you told your child no. How dare you? Bruh, that's like the least not horrific thing, but like that's the least weird thing you've done. Oh no, you're being a good parent. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Jesus! We'll take note of that! Tulip made some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her to go out there. Like the word of some fictional creature she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. I need to talk to this child and figure out who's telling her to go out there. But she's 7. Of course she would get some funny little idea like that. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. Oh! Tetanus Lake! Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Maybe if we had had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were you saying about imaginary friends? Stella and her friends used to play out there all the time, and none of them got sick or died. Thought we could have some fun. Imaginary friends. What's that you were saying about imaginary friends? Oh, she's been talking about these friends of hers lately. Little stories about creatures that live in the church. I'm sure she saw some animal in there and decided it was her friend. Hiccups, excuse me. Nothing to be overly concerned about, except the trash heap situation. The man is lying to you. In fact, he's been lying since the moment he mentioned these imaginary friends. Whatever his daughter has been talking to is real, and he knows it. Sounds to me like you know exactly what she's been talking to. Daniel's eyes go wide just for a second. I don't. He does. He obviously does. He hunches his shoulders, his voice suddenly quiet. There are rats in the church. There, I said it. It's embarrassing, but she saw one at some point, and she can hear them scurrying around in the walls, and she's decided they're her little friends. Please, keep this between us. Don't tell Janie. I don't want her knowing the church is in rough shape. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. I like how I haven't answered his question. Well, I guess I did. I did tell him I heard a creepy piano. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Kaysh. We've got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners. And a few extra for me, of course. She's so nice. She even offered to bring me some since I'm feeling under the weather. I hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yeah, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kanika and Avery start back down the path to town, and you follow. So, what was that about? I'm pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? He wanted to know why everyone in town thinks he's creepy. He is creepy. It's kind of sad, isn't it? I don't think he has a lot of friends. People do weird things all the time to try and fit in. Point taken, but that doesn't mean he isn't creepy. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? As you consider your next move, your vision blurs again, but this time it persists. The weakness in your knees returns, your ears fill with static, and you can feel yourself swaying, unable to control your body. It seems the toll of the pact you made last night is finally catching up with you. Hey, Kayshurrr, you okay? Oh, we just straight up passed out. Okay. Your body crumples to the ground. Oh shit, the general store's just around the corner. Let's get you inside. The bells of the general store jingle welcomingly as your companions drag you across the threshold. You faintly make out the unintelligible mumbles of what must be voices, and then you fade out once again. Well, this is where I was going to next! Game, you should have given me just a little bit longer. You come to in a chair in the tea room. Sybil sits across from you, a gentle smile of relief washing over her face as you regain consciousness. It's dark here, the sunlight filtering through the heavy curtains, weak and watery, partially supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Welcome back. It's just the two of us now, I'm afraid. Avery had to go help out at the diner, and Kanika's getting some much-needed bed rest upstairs. I went ahead and made you some tea, dear. It should help you, help a bit with your condition. Your eyes drift down to the cup of freshly brewed tea in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with undertones of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. Don't expect it to change your gray hairs back, but at the very least, it should make it easier for your mind and spirit to adjust to some of the physical changes you've gone through. Hopefully you'll be a little less exhausted and a little less prone to passing out. And when you're finished, we can use the leaves for a reading. On the house, of course. Until then, why don't we just chat? Sip my tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. It's soothing beyond what you would expect out of an ordinary tea. There must be something magical at work in this blend. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks can afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Berlan was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Okay, there's a lot to explore here. Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young. Too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandmother? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it with what was skipping town and all. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night when she came, she came to me. It stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about that family that made her panic so at the thought of having a baby. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me a full picture. Let's do it. Let me drink some water. Big bottle. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. Small cup empty save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Sybil wasn't lying when she said it would help your condition. You still feel aged and worn, but you're a little less tired, and a little mentally sharper than you were a few minutes ago. Hang on just a second. Where did my... Well, I had a cleaning cloth here for my glasses. I don't know where it's gone. And that's a bit of a problem. Because there is something on my glasses. And that has just made it worse. Nope. Okay, sorry. Where did it go? I usually leave it out in the open so that I can use it. So my glasses get filthy so easily. That's a little better. Oh good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. Should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear. This doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at least, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. I'd like to see it. I'm sure it wouldn't make much sense to most people. It'll probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves, but you're free to take a look. You take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves. There's no pattern, nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. After a long moment, Sybil takes a cup back from you. I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities. She winks conspiratorially. I probably said that wrong. It's fine. How do I know you're not the cat? I don't think it's Wayne. Whoa! Sorry, I got rid of the thing. I don't want to, like, point at any of these people. Tabitha, Wayne, Stella, Kanika, Oscar, Reese, Avery, Dr. Kelly, Pastor Daniel. How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you. And if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick someone else. Game! Listen! You say that now! But that just makes me even more suspicious. Could be Dr. Kelly. She's been, not always the hot ones, please. She's been nothing but hostile since I've met her. Joan Kelly is just a very blunt woman, bless her soul. Reese's condition puts a great strain on them both, and I'm sure she doesn't mean to come across the way she does. That kind of stress would do the same to anyone. No, she's horrible to me, specifically. But she's not a friend of yours, and she's not family, so she lacks the closest required to be the cat. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. Often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, the stones, carving seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Yes. Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open... Oh my gosh, hold on. Hiccups. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You didn't get all this from the tea leaves. Of course she didn't. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from the leaves. Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help confirm suspicions or fill in where my intuition falls short. My family has lived in these hills a long time, as is yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you. But your place in all this is something we have to figure out together. And that's where little tricks like tea leaves come in handy. But we shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone? I don't want to tell her! I remain silent. I know it's probably not a comfortable proposition, considering what's happened around them the past couple of nights, but anything that happens around those stones may be worth it if it means you're able to get ahead of your adversary and whatever threatens this town. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. You hoped last night, why don't you come with me? I may have been able to see through the spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be, struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from all the crouching. All you did was look at some leaves and tell me to go put myself in danger. I suppose you could see it that way. But I hope I've done more than that, even if you don't realize it yet. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. Yeah, I guess. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strangely flatten the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Checking on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. Make your way upstairs. Also, it's getting chilly in here. I need to put my sweater back on. Maybe if I can find the armholes. Please. Let's go ahead and knock while I'm doing this. Or not. Thought I was clicking it, and I was not. It was highlighted. Okay. You knock on Kanika's door. I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. Can I come in? Oh, hey. Sorry, Kaysh. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. Fuck. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. There's a ditchling. There's some more ditchlings. There's a raccoon. There's a ditchling. There's a ditchling. Is that Wayne over there? It's kind of hard to see. I think that is Wayne. I thought this was Wayne, but that might be another ditchling too. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Knock on Reese's basement windows. You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in there. Reese must be somewhere else. Okay, just go through the clinic door. No one will see me. You found at times that if you haven't wished to be seen, there's been nothing stopping you from remaining hidden. Graveyards, abandoned buildings, old tunnels. You've been in all sorts of strange and unusual places without incidents. And for some reason, tonight, Dr. Kelly's clinic feels no different. You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, avoiding any suspiciously creaky-looking steps. You push the door open slowly, just enough for you to slip in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges. There's Dr. Kelly. You can see the doc at a desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here, and you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. What you doing, Reese? The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Kaysh? He squints, seemingly unsure whether you're the same person he met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue? Vampire! You died and she Frankensteined you back to life. Am I interrupting something? Flirt. Hi. Hey. Sorry, this must look kind of weird. I promise I'm not secretly dead already or something. Sometimes I just come down here to practice. Rehearse? If you are a living corpse, that wouldn't be a deal breaker. That's good to know. Still not, but I'm glad I haven't managed to scare you off. It's not often I get to meet new people. Especially new people I, would like to get to know better. Hi. His words seem distant to you. Talking is strong down here. You could almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Hey, sorry, Reese. I'm gonna be a little weird for a minute. I hope I don't scare you off. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet. I want to explore, but also... Just ignoring him and going for a body seems weird. The mines had a stone carving the other night, as did Oscar's house yesterday. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall. I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of your hair. Should take 2 seconds. Reese, are you really gonna help me with this? Wait a second! Wait a second! Is he... Are you serious? Are you shitting me right now? Get the dock out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Use what you got to get what you need, or use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Yes, please. No, you know what? Thanks for understanding. Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be useful, I'm happy to help. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom? He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try and keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I am very excited to hang out with my boyfriend. Sorry. Show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. I love Reese. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records, with your family's name on them. You scoop up the folder, tucking the documents in for later perusal. Reese watches you with curiosity. Stealing medical documents? If my family is gonna keep secrets from me, I better learn what I can. Totally. Steal anything you need to. You've got a mystery to solve. I'm not gonna stand in your way. Why is he perfect? Why is my boy perfect? I love Avery. I love Avery. Do not get me wrong. They're a delight, and they're very fun, and they're very wonderful, but also Reese. But also Reese. Let's check the medical supply room next. I can imagine a room full of chemicals being a place someone might want to keep an axe. Better be careful stealing stuff in there, though. That might really get you in trouble. I don't plan on stealing anything else, but also who knows? Who knows if the urge will come over me or not? Turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. Fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. Just down the hall. Hey! There it is! There it is! Looks like it needs a key, though. Better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal an axe after we've had a chance to use it. Must be a key in here somewhere. He stops, as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close. That was so quick! The creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps search down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. Okay, can we smooch, though? You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Let him in. Hi, my boy. My beautiful boy. You make space and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough so that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We better wait a second, just in case. What is this? What is this? What is this? Gonna flirt with Reese? You're momentarily distracted from the danger at hand by Reese's sudden closeness. It's almost strange to be here with him after the way he was hidden away from the first few days of your week in Scarlet Hollow. Made him into a seemingly mythical figure, the tragic artist wasting away in a basement guarded by a tyrannical warden. Now he's right in front of you, a flesh and blood human being, one you could reach out and touch if you so desired. There's no one I'd rather be stuck in an enclosed space with. Reese tenses. His eyes dart to you. You can tell that he's trembling slightly in the gloom, the air between you practically vibrating. You mean that? Sorry, was I being too forward? I do! I like you, and not platonically. He stares down at you, seemingly in shock. You see a blush rising in his cheeks, and he tears himself away from your gaze, trying to hide his face under the guise of staring out into the supply room beyond. I see that blush. I see that blush. I feel the same way. His voice is almost imperceptibly quiet, his words struggling to be heard over footsteps that once again echo down the hallway outside. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. What is this? The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. Let Reese handle it. But also I want to see what this is. You watch while he rifles through drawers, content to let him figure it out. Soon there's a jingling of keys and he turns to you, victorious. There we go. They're even color-coded. She made this too easy. Reese pauses to look at the plant on the table. Thank you! It was weird of her to drop that off, right? Why would she put some alien-looking fruit in the supply room? She's not a pharmacist. She's not supposed to make her own medicine. This room is for storing stuff she orders from an actual pharmacist. I doubt it's decorative. Let's take it with us and look it up later? Yeah, we're on the clock. Don't want to get caught in here. I want to, like, snoop around and look more into it now, but, like, we've got a time frame we have to work it within, right? He shoves a berry from the weird plant into his pocket. I'll meet you down there. I gotta come up with something to cover for the noise. He hands you the axe, and you make your way back down the hallway towards the morgue. You follow Reese's instructions, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. There's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird noises, weird sounds, it's just my music. Be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. Can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. You at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door at the top of the stairs close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Well, now, yes? Wall. You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. Sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Wall! Have at it. Reese, that wasn't a judgment. I too listen to music that sounds like walls being torn down. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air. You mean swinging through the air as you strike the wall? No, singing. It is singing. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit! Why is there a whole room back there? Reese, we need to stop saying the same thing, okay? Holy shit. Splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from the forgotten passageway into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. I'm probably gonna pass out when we find this thing. Don't be too worried about me. I'll be fine. Thanks for the heads up. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. Final wall concealing the carving is rotten. Water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't gonna come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I gonna do? Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. You won't have to worry about anything from here on out. I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright. It's all sorted. I'm taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That's right, Doctor. At this point, I think it's safe to say his body was never recovered. Whoever it was who claimed to be Theodore, it wasn't him. Wasn't even paralyzed, as it turns out. Just some grifter trying to take advantage of the tragedy. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. Am I in Reese's bed? I am! Hello! I like your Hellraiser poster. I see that right there. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. I know you warned me this happened, but are you okay? Nothing scary happened? Mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. How are you? Are you okay? But you have a delicate constitution! Maybe there's something scary happening right now and we haven't realized it. Reese glances around. The two of you waiting in silence as you wait for something scary to happen. Maybe. Or maybe not. Guess it would be for the best if nothing bad happened. He sighs. Too bad, though. With your track record, I was kind of hoping we'd run into some unimaginable horrors. At least I know there's an abandoned hospital wing in the morgue. Sure, there's plenty in there to get creeped out by. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I still have those documents I swiped, right? Yeah, you should still have them on you. Sure enough, you pull out the file containing medical documents about your family. I didn't want to check them right now. I just wanted to make sure I had them. Pearl Ann's death certificate. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet! Tabitha Chrysanthemum! Tabitha Chrysanthemum. What a fucking name! God damn! Edwardine's death certificate, please. Born April 9th, 1913. Died February 12th, 2003. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her daughter Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch's death certificate. Born September 9th, 1889, or 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 68. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body, consistent with fall from great height. Other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, age 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. We just saw that vision and that's not true? Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Lewis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. These men don't live very long. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. There must have been, these must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945, stillbirth. Mothered Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. There was no doctor present at the birth and a home burial. There's some information missing there. Alexandra Scarlet, born July 12th, 1946, died August 20th, 1957, aged 9, missing, presumed dead. Signed by Mother Edwardine Scarlet. Mary Bell Scarlet, born April 3rd, 1947, died October 30th, 1963, age 16. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by Mother Edwardine Scarlet. Jeez. Okay. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't seem like anyone in this family lives very long. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carpets are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. I think these are visions of things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are, they're making me very suspicious of my family. Carpets are clearly drilled into some big gas pocket that keep giving me seizures and hallucinations. At least one of those death records is murky. I don't think Teddy died in the mine collapse. My family has secrets. It's a weird thing to cover up, but that's not too surprising. Old family like that usually has at least a few secrets, but hopefully that's all ancient history. It's not like it's easy to cover up deaths these days, right? Probably get going. Stella is still missing and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. I think Dr. Kelly should look me over. Should probably get going. Stella's still missing and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me, so what now? What now? I'm gonna be stuck down here for a little bit. Doc is on a warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, there was no way I was gonna take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. And we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? Of course I did. Put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here to finish me off or whatever it is. She might be... It might be... Or whatever it is she might do now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. Sorry, I'm trying to like look over these options. Gives us time to figure out a plan. That's what I thought. Shouldn't underestimate her. These weird memories. I always assumed they were dreams or hallucinations, but now I think she's used tranquilizers on me. Other times that I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of these memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. Oh, yikes. We'll wait until she's asleep, then we can at least get out of the basement and we can figure out what to do from there. Why would your mom poison you? Also, that's that's the thing. Sorry, they're little figurines here and I love it. There's Michael Myers and there's a lament configuration. I love Reese. Why would your mom poison you? I don't know. But the internet says this is a castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death, usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Ricin is really bad? How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. I don't think that's how that works. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. Look, I know I've been going around accusing your mother of all of this, but I think what we should do is just leave. Both of us, Reese and me, we should just leave and never speak to Dr. Kelly again, and go from there. With your evidence, we should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but, cops? I do have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I still have to prove where I got it from, and that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I'd snapped and it could turn out even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it meant she could keep her hold on me. That's fair. Um... Yeah, let's just leave it at that. How are we supposed to pass the time until it's safe to leave? A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest. You can always draw me. I just want to flirt with him, that's it. If you're sure you're okay with sitting for a portrait, I'd love to draw you. There's a quality to drawing that's almost like catching memories, as sappy as that probably sounds. But this can be sort of a snapshot of the night my life turned around. It's definitely a memory worth holding on to. I'll get you a chair. Paint me like one of your French monsters. He excitedly hurries across the room, pulling up a couple of chairs. You can see the difference in his energy now that he hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's more talkative, less slouched. Long limbs no longer perpetually tucked in at his sides. May I touch your face? Sorry, please do! Waggle your eyebrows suggestively. Wait, take his hand? Sure. Blush. Yeah, sure. You blush. Hello? Hello? Hold on. Hi. He's gotten so close. Okay. He places a gentle hand on your jaw, tilting your head slightly to the side. His fingertips are warm on your cheek, the sensation of their light touch lingering on your skin as he pulls away. Perfect. Pauses for a moment, his eyes locking with yours, a palpable tension filling the room. I want to hold his hand. You reach up and gently take his hand in yours. All these options! Are we good? I'm sorry. Where is this going? Lean towards him. He stands stock still as you lean towards him, a slight nervous tremor in his shoulders. His cheeks flush red with more liveliness than he thought his sickly pallor could muster. Hold on, I need to... Forgot I could screenshot. He reaches back up to you, his fingertips resting lightly on your cheek, trembling against you. He leans forward. There's a knock on the window. Wait! Wait! Please don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That's my boyfriend! That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Look, freak, that glass is shatterproof. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Wait, what do you mean Wayne isn't gonna hurt you? He hasn't hurt anyone. He technically hasn't hurt anyone. And I don't know. Wait, I don't need you to protect me. That's only because you don't know what kind of danger you're in. I know what it's like to have my life stolen by someone else. It destroys you in every way. But I'm not weak anymore. No more cowering. If someone tries to hurt me, I should hurt them back. And I can do the same for you, Kaysh. We're in this together. The window shatters. Whoa! Wait, what's happening? Wait, what's happening? Why's my boy got a tail? Sorry, there's a lot happening. Everything's moving. There are things occurring. I am... Okay. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out now. Hey Reese, what's going on? Leave us alone! In a surge of violence, the change that's been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. I'm gonna stay where I am. I feel like if I run for the stairs, I'm gonna get got. We aren't safe, but I can protect you. I can protect the both of us from the people who want to control us. I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc. Wait! Hey, Reese! Hey, Reese! I don't think killing your mom is the correct option here, my guy! What is happening right now? Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Are these new monsters? Smears with a capital S? I'm gonna call Tabitha for help. Because she did say that she wanted me to call her for help if things got weird. You dial her cousin's number. Hey, where are you? Reese transformed into a monster, is on some kind of rampage. Can you come pick me up? Hey, Mom, I'm scared. Hey, Tabitha? Reese is gonna kill his mom. Also, he's a werewolf or a vampire or something. Clinic, emergency, scary. Here we go again. Stay put, don't move a muscle, don't get sucked into any ghost dimensions or stuck in a mine, do you hear me? I'll be right there. I probably should have given her more of a warning of what was going on. Her husband hangs up the phone. Hey, Dr. Kelly, I don't like you, but I am gonna warn you about the issue that's going on. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadows and levels a firearm in your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun. Duck! Duck! You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air to hit Reese. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out of his chest, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're gonna have to try harder than that, you... How did you... Wayne? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. I'm gonna run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Kaysh. I'm stuck in the safe room. Can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. You survived! What's going on? I think you can probably put that together. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. I'm gonna have to do a poison on my boyfriend, aren't I? Turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled Carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut it anymore. Hi! The intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Kaysh, you don't have to do anything, she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's gonna shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers? Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in the basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. Too bad. You're already in the middle of it. Now grab the tranquilizers and let's get a move on. Don't just stay here. Choose not to get involved. Choose to just let me do what has to be done. You won't have to speak, you won't have a speck of blood on your hands. If she had no trouble doing this to her own son, who else might she be treating without their knowledge? Hi, Wayne. She's the dangerous one. No! No! Please don't hurt my boy! Enough. Reese cries out in pain. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. Wait! Please! The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. I guess I'll grab them. Do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. Make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. You probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Let's talk, Reese! Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead. I have nothing left to hide. What is he? First, I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hellbent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. I did notice that, like, he kept his nails a little longer and, like, he had slightly pointed ears, but I just, you know, didn't think about it at all. I just accepted it. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared, he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off or maybe a hallucination, but the second time it wasn't as subtle and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before. Maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. Started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. Hi, Stars! How are you doing, friend? I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out I was using that, or what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Was his dad similar? Strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. Wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. Kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Were you getting... Wasn't Incubus coming and hanging out with ya? Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet. But they were just dreams. Girl, I don't think they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden my period stopped. Got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. Didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was gonna be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is Scarlet Hollow, and you've joined at a very interesting time. It's a great game, and I would highly recommend it. My friend is missing. My boyfriend turned into, I guess, a demon. And now I'm locked in a safe room with his mom while boyfriend fights off another dead man. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You might want to worry about it a little bit. It's a whole thing. We do love us a demon boyfriend. Reese is perfect, even though he is trying to do a murder on his mother right now. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. Fair point. How do you know he's dangerous? Look, I was kind of all for. I'm usually all for murders. In this instance, I just wanted Reese and me to run away, but now he's like, I gotta do a murder, and it's like, do you though? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. It's mostly just sad. But now, every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with 1,000,000 teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. It doesn't mean he's dangerous. I mean, you are the biggest threat to him. Don't preach to me. Sure, right now, I'm the focus of his ire. But who's to say he's not just gonna find a new target once I'm out of the picture? And nobody's capable of. So it's my job to make sure he doesn't hurt anybody. I don't know about that. What is this room? Old X-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized the situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it finally came in handy. What's the game plan? Both short and long term? Well, pump it full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. That's not gonna work. Has that worked before? He's never known the exact nature of his condition before. Maybe it was a mistake to hide it from him. Yes, it was. But I thought it meant he could feel like he had more freedom, not knowing that if he just stopped taking his pills, he could become big and pointy enough to kill me. I'd have to revoke some of those freedoms now. He's not gonna like that, but I think he'll understand, even if it takes time. I don't think he wants to hurt people. He just can't help what he is. Ma'am, he had plenty of, like, chances to do a murder on me out there, and he did not do that. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. Guess we'll sit in silence and wait for Reese. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to the safe room. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. What if I just let Reese... As I've spoken with this woman, right? What if I let Reese do a murder? Also, I need to fix this a little bit. Turn that down. That's better. I'm a little, like, underlit, and I don't like that. But also, there's only so much I can do at the moment. Okay, there we go. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. That's my boyfriendo. That's my beautiful boy. Oh, heck. Is this what you were so afraid of? Head over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. I don't want to give it to her. Fuck, but I know if I don't, then he's gonna kill her. You've convinced yourself he's evil. You'll never give him a chance to just exist. Yeah. You've convinced yourself he's evil. You'll never give him a chance to just exist. Stop messing around and hand it over now. A shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall. Shotgun in hand, your cousin comes round the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it! Let me sedate him! We can deal with this non-lethally! Are you insane? The thing was trying to kill you! I shouldn't have fucking called her. You leap forward, placing your body between Tabitha and the whimpering Reese, his face already trying to stitch itself back together as he writhes on the ground. As you move, Dr. Kelly sprints around the corner and towards the medical storage room. Kaysh, what the hell do you think you're doing? Don't kill him, he's still a person! Person my ass, did you see his face? Syringe in hand, Dr. Kelly kneels by her son and injects him. Both of you shut up and help me drag him into the safe room now. You turn to see Dr. Kelly, already pulling her son towards the open doorway. Tabitha swings the gun onto her back, huffily jumping in to help Dr. Kelly. It's not long before his regenerating but sedated body is sealed away behind the door. Okay, so he's not dead? Not exactly how I thought that would play out, but at least none of us are dead. If you've done any permanent damage to him, you're gonna be the one paying for the medical supplies, Miss Scarlet. You aren't seriously gonna keep that thing alive, are you? It's clearly dangerous. What makes you think you can keep it locked up? It is my son, Miss Scarlet, and despite appearances, he is still human. Prefer you refer to him as such. And I've managed to keep him safely locked away and harmless for years. Sure, it'll be a little more difficult now that he knows about his condition. That room is lined with lead. He's not going anywhere. He's human? Are you sure about that? Are we talking about the same guy? Trust me, I've done genetic tests. He is human somehow, and it's my job as his mother to protect him, and to protect people from him. It's not a burden I take lightly. I don't have to worry about him getting out anytime soon. I hate this! Reese is a good guy, he's just misunderstood! Don't give me that line. I don't see what I can misunderstand about a guy who was clearly about to swallow both of you whole. He was just after Dr. Kelly, to be fair. I don't care what his feelings were when he was getting ready to make a meal of you. I care what he was capable of. I'm not gonna debate this with you, Miss Scarlet. It's none of your business. I can handle it from here. Now both of you get out. I have a lot of cleaning to do, and I don't feel like entertaining a couple of bickering cousins while I do it. You and your cousin leave the clinic, Dr. Kelly slamming the shotgun-blasted door behind you. The two of you make your way to the bottom of the hill, where Tabitha's car is parked among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street. She places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. You're alone right now. Is Stella missing? I tried calling her a couple of times, but I kept getting her stupid voicemail. Yeah, Stella's still missing. Is that Gretchen? The two of you are interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretchen! Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. Gretchen, but where's Stella? Run after Gretchen. You run after Gretchen, and Tabitha sprints after you. Gretchen is perfect. That's all you need to know. Gretchen is perfect. But I hope she's not leading us to a body. Oh! Stella's still here. She's okay. Everything's fine. Stella's alive! Gretchen nervously runs ahead of you and Tabitha, looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. There, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. You watch her from the underbrush. Great, she's alive. Let's go. You should go talk to her, Tabitha. She'd probably be glad to see you. I don't know, we've got baggage. I'll just make things worse. No, you're right. She's been practically begging for us to be closer than we are. It's time I stopped letting my dead mother dictate who I'm allowed to talk to. Oh! Tabitha takes a step forward, gravel crunching beneath her boots as she walks along the side of the road towards Stella. Stella looks up. A tired smile spreads across her face at the sight of your cousin, standing awkwardly on the slight slope of the roadside. They talk, their voices quiet in the still night air. After a while, they both stand and walk off into the forest together, Gretchen tucked under Stella's arms. It's time for you to go home. Come along now. It's quite a hike back to the estate. Hi, Wayne. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Thanks, I appreciate the company. Shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you, in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? You were free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls at you, and I know that you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. Thanks, Wayne. Hold on. Him. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. But why? Why am I special? You simply are. You not feel the ties that bind us? They're unbreakable. I thought you might have done something bad to Stella. You were born special. I don't want to be, though. I don't want to be special. Thought you might have done something bad to Stella. Didn't have to. She didn't have it in her stand by your side. It's Haika2E2. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. She didn't have it in her to stand by your side. Remember that. She won't be there if you need her. Listen, Wayne, she went through some shit recently, and it's understandable why she didn't stick around. She needed some time and space, and that's okay. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. I just have questions, is the thing. I'm not trying to fill the silence. I just have questions. Wayne remained silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. Thanks! He disappears into the underbrush. Let's go home. The estate is empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny windowless room, all his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own. But you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4! Ah! Okay. Can I save here? Chapter end for today. Okay. Well, that's that. Oh. No one died? That's exciting, considering that, like, the start of the chapter, like, heavily emphasized that a lot of people, myself included, could have gotten got. I mean, someone got shot, but did he die? Also, hi Octopus Steve Party, how are you doing? Fuck! That was a lot, and I loved it. I would highly recommend everyone check out this dang game. It is very good. Hold on. As per usual, we've got the game link if you want to add it to your wish list and or purchase it now. We have 4 chapters out. That's a lot of content. The options are wild and varied and make so much of, make a huge impact on how you play your game. So even if you, like, have been here for a while and saw a lot of what was going on. If you do your own playthrough, it could be vastly different. I still love this game. Holy shit. My boyfriend is a monster, but I stand by. I think he's still a fine guy. I still think he's nice. He's nice, actually. Wowee. I don't. My head is empty right now. I'm glad that Stella was okay. I'm not necessarily. I'm on the fence about Dr. Kelly being alive. I get that she was trying her best, but also her best kind of sucked. Reese is alive. Tabitha can't be mad at me. She told me to call her if I was in trouble, and I called her. She might have shot Reese in the face, but you know, I think we can all look past that. And yeah, I don't know. That was a lot. I really liked it though. It was very good. Alright, well, that's about all I have right now. I don't know. I'm, head empty. Shall we? I don't really have anyone online right now. Emmy's doing Scarlet Hollow. Thought Slime's doing some art. I don't know. I don't think there's very many of us here. So if we want, we can raid out. Does anybody have any suggestions? Or do we want to go say hi to Emmy? It looks like they're just at the start of things going tits up at the clinic. Also, hold on, I need to double check some stuff. Okay. Well, I need to double check some things real quick before we start our raid. Because it looks like I might have some bots in the chat. And I want to take care of that. Yeah. But yeah, we can go visit Emmy. Sorry, I'm cleaning up chat just real quick. I haven't been able to do that for a while. But yeah, would highly recommend, if you haven't played Scarlet Hollow, please do. The devs for this game are wonderful and amazing and delightful. There are Wayne plushies on Makeship at the moment, if you're interested in that kind of a thing. If you're interested in checking that out, there's a link for that. But otherwise, sorry. Otherwise, let's go do a raid. Okay. Sorry, everything's like breaking. This is fine. But yeah, we'll see y'all later. I think tomorrow Fruity and I are gonna do be doing some more Alice Madness Returns. So until then, we'll see y'all later. Bye, friends.